Okay, so the reason why I decided to do a little bit of revision on this is because these five techniques are very similar. And as you are a writer, you knowing the difference between these five, right, would be very useful to you, right? So the first one is repetition. Repetition is, as the word implies, you are just repeating words or phrases within a sentence, right? There is no rhyme or reason. Within a line, you are just repeating some certain words, certain phrases, right? Word for word, you are repeating the thing. Then the second one is anaphora. Anaphora is a specific kind of repetition in which a word or a phrase at the beginning of successive sentences or phrases or clauses are repeated. So you have a series of sentences, and the first part of the sentence cut off. So we got cut off. Things like that happen, I guess. Though there is no reason for, Hello, Bernadette. I was thinking about you. Once again, Pritha, I was recording this in case, people who can't come today, can have access to it, right? So I am revising these five techniques, Bernadette, because of the similarities between these five. The first one is repetition, and as both of you know very well, you are just repeating some words or ideas or phrases, right, within a line. When anaphora is different from repetition because you have several sentences, and it could be a phrase, it could be a clause or a sentence, right? The first part of this sentence or the clause or the phrase is the same, all right? So look at the example. It was the best of times, it was the worst of times. So there are two clauses. It was the best of time, all right? Then you have it was the worst of time. The first part, it was the, is repeated in both sentences. So that is an example of anaphora. So why do we use anaphora? Usually this is what you call a rhetorical device. This is something that you would use to make your speech more memorable to the speaker. And you find anaphora in this long poetry as well, right? You have these poems, long poems like Iliad, Odyssey, right? This epic poetry, you have a lot of anaphora. Why? One thing, anaphora makes it very easy for the person to memorize the poem. At the same time, it helps the listener to relate to the story easily as well. So anaphora is basically an oratory device, a rhetorical device that is used in speeches. Right? One very good example of use of anaphora in modern, literature would be this this my, this this what is his name? I forgot his name. This I have a dream speech by what is that person's name? Putha? It was King. His name ends with the word King, Junior. Anybody who remembers his name? He's a black person. His most famous speech is this: "I have a dream." Right? In that, each sentence if you take the entire speech, so many sentences in that speech, right, begin with this phrase, "I have a dream." So that is a very good example of the use of anaphora in modern literature. And then you have chiasmus, right? In chiasmus, you have two-part sentence, right? Sometimes it is two clauses joined by a semicolon, or two parts of a sentence joined by a comma. All right. You have anyway. You have this. You have two parts in this sentence. All right. You look at the first part, the word order of the first part. it is slightly messed up in the second half. For an example, look at this sentence. When the going gets tough, the tough gets going, right? When the going gets tough, the tough get going. There, you see, in the first one, when the going gets tough, right? Then in the last word is tough. In the second half of the sentence, it is with tough the sentence starts, or that part of the sentence starts. The tough get going. So that is an example of chiasmus, right? Where you have two parts in a sentence. The second part is the reversal of the first one, right? Then the next one is refrain. That is very easy to identify, because this is something that you would find in a poem or a song, where you have chunks of lines repeated towards the end of each stanza, right? A line or a group of lines that is repeated several times, usually at regular intervals at the end of a stanza in a poem or a song, right? So you have this, repeated parts. Like let's take this nursery rhyme. Old MacDonald had a farm. Right. The first part goes as Old MacDonald had a farm. E-I-E-I-O. Right. That is repeated after each part, main part of the nursery rhyme. Right. So that is an example of a refrain. Then the last part is parallelism. In parallelism, right, you use a particular grammar structure or grammatical form or a structure to show that both parts are equal, both parts are of equal importance. But remember, unlike in repetition, anaphora, chiasmus, and refrain, where you are using the same words in a different way, right? In parallelism, it is a structure that is being repeated. For an example, maybe a rhetorical question, maybe an inverted sentence, maybe an imperative. It is a structure that is being repeated, not the words. So when you are looking for parallelism, you are not looking for the same word. You are looking for the same structure, right? Once again, repetition. Within a line, you have words repeated or phrases repeated. In anaphora, you have a series of sentences, and the first part of the sentence is the same in each of these lines, right? Then in chiasmus, right, the first part of what you find in the first part is reversed in the second part, right? In refrain, chunks of lines are repeated at intervals, regular intervals. In parallelism, it is not the words that are repeated, it's the structure that is repeated. All right? Did you get it? Bernadette, did you get it, Pute?
Yeah, teacher.
Okay, fine. All right. Then, what about the answer? Did you get it,
Yeah,
Pute?
teacher.
Great. All right. Then there is a small exercise. All right. Because this is one of the toughest things to explain. Right. I had a terrible time in another class, so I thought, okay, let's do some exercises. Right. Now you have this. All right. Just put 3 to 5 and identify this as, is it repetition, anaphora, all right? Then chiasmus, parallelism, what is it? Just write the thing. I'll be sending this to you, so you don't have to write this down. I'll make it a little smaller so you can see the rest of it. No, I don't think you'll be able to see the all of it. First do the first 4, and then I'll show you the 5th one. Here, there are two examples, Buddha. All right. There are several, I have given you several examples. Examples are separated by semicolons. Right. This is not the same thing. I have given you several examples. So here there are two examples. Here there are about three examples. Here there is a bunch of examples. This is one, just one, right? Give me 1 second. I think we are going to have a power cut and I need to. Then I'll move this a little bit further down. Okay, when you're done, just let me know. So there's a fifth one. Maybe I should make this one. Now you can see it better, I guess. Okay, finish with it. Tehansa, have you finished, Danny? Or do you need more time?